Thank you, James. And so the Tour DuPont has come down to this final day's time trial. The riders leaving this start house minute by minute, man against the clock. You know, this really is now a race of truth, and the best time here could win and should win the Tour DuPont. Well, over the years, you know, that great monument of cycling has also been decided on the final day's time trial. It was run this way in 1968 and also in 1989 when Greg LeMond won by 8 seconds, beating Laurent Fignon. Both riders are in the Tour DuPont today. If Greg LeMond can now take the final leader's yellow jersey in this race, he will write another colourful page in the history of the sport, right here in America.
All right, Phil, and that is
the strategy to it. It's just go hard. So, you know, I'm just going to concentrate 100% on my effort, and that's it. That's all I'm worried about.
Well, I'll just try and do my best ride, you know. Greg's a better time trialer than I am when he's on top form, and you know, he's already shown that he's in very good condition. So you know, it's really man against man here. Well, that's just to see who's the best.
I'm confident, but I'm not comfortable. A minute's comfortable. I mean, it's 10 seconds over Phil is not enough. I mean, you know, I feel like my last performance in the first time trial, I beat him by over 45-50 seconds, so I should have not a problem tomorrow, but he might have improved, and you know, you just never know until you're in the race.
up next, the race of truth. Tour's last day began here in Washington, D.C., an individual time trial of 16 miles, each racer against the clock. Laurent Fignon of France has been in this situation before. He certainly remembers losing the 1989 Tour de France in a final time trial to American Greg LeMond. Fignon's teammate, Johnny Buño, is considered a world-class time trialist, but has yet to show it here. Stephen Swart of Coors Light is also one of the world's best in a race against time, and he has definite designs on Greg LeMond's yellow jersey. Phil Anderson has been chasing LeMond all week and is well within striking distance. LeMond and Anderson both went out for training rides along today's course and discovered roads almost too rough to ride.
Did you have any troubles out there training this morning because of the course? No, not really. I broke a front wheel, but you know, it's better to do it out training than when you're in the race.
And so, America's greatest cyclist prepared to defend his lead of just a few seconds in America's greatest race. The test today will be a scenic trip through the nation's capital, but this ride is not for tourists.
The world champion Gianni Buño in action on the roads of Washington, D.C. today. The first time, in fact, the Italian had ever been here. He brought with him his Gatorade teammate Laurent Fignon. Both men have won the major tours of the world because of their strength riding a time trial. Champion was quickly in his rhythm. He had a point to prove. He'd done very little all week in this year's Tour DuPont, and so too the same could be said of Laurent Fignon. Both of these men had lost their chance of a final race leader's yellow jersey in Washington, but this man had not. Stephen Swart of the Coors Light team, all the way from New Zealand, is a top time trialist. He started the race 14 seconds in the overall standings behind Greg LeMond. Champion may have been in without a chance of taking overall victory, but the halfway time checks were saying he was in with a real chance at least of winning the stage today. Just 3 men of the 99 survivors left to go. This was Atle Voldsvold lying second overall in the race, equal on time with Greg LeMond. Further ahead, Stephen Swart was settling into his rhythm. He was to be a challenger this day. The second last to go, Phil Anderson of Australia and Motorola, 10 seconds off the lead of Greg LeMond. And at the finish line on the other side of the road, Gianni Buño, the world champion, was coming home with a great time. To to an enormous cheer befitting the man that once won the Tour de France by 8 seconds in 1989. Greg LeMond was now riding towards the time trial that meant he could win this year's Tour de France on home soil. On the other side of the road, Laurent Fignon finished his time, 30 minutes 51, and out of the hunt. Time checks reveal that Phil Anderson was not going to challenge the times of Volvo and Greg LeMond. He was falling back. Atle Volvo, starting behind him, could not have known this. He was doing the ride of his life as a time trialist, remembering that last year he lost this race in the very same time trial at the end of the Tour DuPont. Steven Swart swung into the home straight, aiming for a good time that would dislodge the top 3 riders still racing behind him. It was good, 30 minutes and 13 seconds. Greg LeMond is now into the rhythm, his head down and driving towards what he hoped would be a yellow jersey in America for the first time since 1985.
Ottlieg Vosbal had produced an outstanding ride under extreme pressure from Swart and Anderson. The Norwegian finished in a time faster than Swart, and at this point was the leader of the Tour DuPont. Phil Anderson's meteoric rise in this race ended today as he conceded 30 seconds to Vosbal, and he slipped 2 places in the standings to 5th. Now all Vosbal could do was wait to see if his time would hold up against the best time trialist in the race. Greg LeMond was oblivious to the times posted at the finish as he raced with the single-mindedness of a champion. His time, 3rd best of the day, but he had beaten those nearest to him, and the crowd knew it too. Greg LeMond had won the Tour DuPont by just 20 seconds after nearly 1,000 miles.